This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for October 21st, 2020, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Remind everybody that we have a TFCC Awakening call tonight. As always, make sure you bring something to write with other than the computer. We are always looking for something. And you'll notice that throughout our existence, we always are seeking or wanting to find the right teacher. But you are the right teacher. You are the right teacher is where and what you are. Person, place, or thing is not the right teacher. Robert Adams. Now picture yourself saying that, and there's people that have done this, that they meet with a guru, and they spend time with the guru, and they ask the guru the deepest questions that they could possibly come up with about life, only to find that the guru never specifically answers any one particular question. Instead, he invites the inquisitor to open themselves up to a totally new way of experiencing reality, which would drop every single question, problem, and personal issue that you may have. And in a matter of minutes, a radical paradigm shift wipes away all your deepest questions. And it wipes away all of the suffering in your life. See, so you discover a way to experience this world in a way that was overflowing with love and reverence and empowerment. So this is going on right now across the planet. There are those who seek out the quote-unquote gurus. And here's something interesting. And I've talked to many people who have done this, but look at the planet. All the ashrams, all the people who have spent time in ashrams, all the people who have been together, all the people in transcendental meditation, all of this for years and years and years and years. But look at the planet. So here's where we come into kind of a conundrum, so to speak, is that who's the teacher for you? Who's the teacher? This is why some of us have such a low self-esteem. And understand, we're not talking ego mind here, we're talking heart mind. But if we don't go within, and we make the commitment to ourselves to stay within, which is an infinity journey, and to learn about ourselves and find out who and exactly what we are, and we continually seek external, do you think you're going to discover who and what you are? Maybe. Possibly. All of us have decided to go in a certain direction. And all of us know that we have these illusions, the ego and the mind. And what we do is when we discover this, then we discover the way to eliminate the ego and the mind. This doesn't mean, destroying the brain or having any biological harm done to you. It means that you are the best teacher for you. And you begin to understand is that, your ego mind, which has been absolutely rampant on this planet with the civilization. Why do you think we have conflict? Why do you think, someone will shoot someone for $100 for a crack fix? It's because of the ego mind. It's because majority of the civilization hasn't come to a full conclusion for itself that where it's at with itself, each and every one of us, is off base. That doesn't mean it's a negative or downer. So what we do is we determine whether or not we're going to liberate ourselves. And make sure we don't go back. You are your own witness. Each of us are. We are an infinite source of expansive witnessing and awareness. And we're pure conscious energy. That cannot be debated, and it cannot be taken away, or it cannot be destroyed. So we're pure conscious energy that is connected to everyone and everything, and nothing less than that. And all of us experience the criticizing, analyzing, chattering mind. And we begin to discover how to become silent, how deep, powerful silence and stillness can begin occurring inside each and every one of us, and how it's connected infinitely. When you begin to move into the view of watching yourself being reflected in everyone, this is really, really important. So it's like the entire universe, everything, everyone, nothing and nothing, everything and everything is a perfect mirror for each of us. Whoever you were or thought you were fades away. And what's left of you is a consciousness that was the entire sea with the energy, thoughts, and deepest core feelings of everything around you. And this is an experience that we move ourselves into. So believe it or not, this experience can leave you with an ability to look at any mankind, and in a matter of seconds, you would know everything and anything you wanted to know about them. Now, we're not talking about an invasion or any of those lower dark matter frequency thought processes. And since your mind is totally still and quiet, you can hear what is going on inside their mind and soul at the deepest levels. You can feel into the core issues that people were struggling with their whole lives, and could know exactly what they needed to heal. Many things, for a lot of people, would say that's unbelievable, begin to literally are created into reality and manifest instantly for us after you have this inner awakening. It's like a crescendo. It's like a massive explosion in a good way. And you find yourself that it seems as if whatever you desired and whatever you yearned to have, the universe pulled all its energy, resources, and people together to make it happen fast. So this is when each of us come to this on our own volition, and we realize that the universe wants us to know that it was listening very intimately to your every need, want, wish, and desire, even more closely than you could ever. And many deep realizations and enlightening messages are continuously downloaded into your being throughout this awakening experience. And then you see, we talk about everything and everything, nothing and nothing. We talk about the gateways, all the particles of existence. We're talking about being everywhere, everything and everything, nothing and nothing all at the same time. And being clear, consciously aware of what it is you're connected with and who and what you are. This then moves us, each of us, increasing our creating into reality, manifesting abilities, access any information that we want, and most importantly, we liberate ourselves from the worst internal prisons. And when I talk about the emerald green healing light, and I talk about the fact that we are the power of healing, this is the track that we're going, that you choose to go. It's not a force. It isn't a manipulation or a deception. It is openly and honestly shared, integrated honesty with everyone who wishes to pursue it. We can heal the mind and body from any type of wound. We are carrying through the power of creating into reality and manifestation. The universe made it crystal clear that our thoughts and feelings shape and form every single minute detail of our reality and world. The best thing that can happen out of this atomic mindless experience, once you discover it and as you're immersed in it and as the months roll by, is that it provides the nutrients and foundation for everything that you are. And this is, you embrace it or you don't. That's all there is to it. Gather all courage and take a jump. Even the dewdrop slipping from a lotus leaf trembles. For a moment, tries to hang on a little more, because it can see the ocean. Now, once it has fallen from the lotus leaf, it is gone. And yes, in a way, you will not be, just as a dewdrop dissolves into the ocean. You will be gone. But it is not a loss. You will be oceanic. And all other oceans are limited. The ocean of existence is unlimited. Osho. One of the deepest truths that any of us can have after this no-mind experience was how deeply and intimately we are connected with each other. We are like one grand ocean of energy consciousness that appears to form itself as a separate, individuated droplets of ocean water. And upon seeing the totality of our existence, it is blatantly obvious that we are operating under one energy source together. There is one common goal for all mankind. This goal is to merge and be unified with the divine, the one divine God source. We are here to experience our true vastness, totally being the all-loving, ever-present cosmic ocean. It is apparent how clinging to any one thought of individuated separation is where all of mankind's feelings of powerlessness, poverty, and suffering begins and ends. A quote by Nisargadatta that says, "Let go of the idea not aware of yourself as the ever-present, changeless, inexpressible reality. What this means is that we are the ones responsible for creating the illusory experience that we are disconnected. We, all of us, are responsible for that. Creating the illusory experience that we are disconnected. And everything is needed and perfect in our world. Even the wonderful illusion of separation is needed, so as later we can create an experience of unification. You will find that when you accept your deepest illusions, hardest feelings, and most challenging pools of separation and consciousness that we are swimming in, we can one day relax, float downstream, merging back into the great ocean. All of us can debate it with ourselves for an eternity. But we are truly always connected with one omnipresent self. We are all this single God source that is weaving its way through everything and everyone. It's just that the mind gets in the way and wants something. It wants to be special. It wants to be loved, appreciated, and accepted by the world. Now, most of the people on this planet don't believe this is in their heart, and unknowingly cling to the known, trying to heal, liberate, or enlighten themselves through holding to certain thoughts and ways of thinking about life. When the mind becomes narrowed down any one path for too long, it becomes fixated and tight, like a closed book. Cannot receive the new insights and abundance it could grow into. You may find that most enlightening truth that we can handle is the one that greatly increases our power, wisdom, inner peace, creating into reality, manifesting ability. And as we all evolve closer to the exotic universal truth of who and what we truly really are, the universe bestows greater gifts and more beautiful manifestations for us to accept and enjoy. The tricky part is that many of us tend to hold tight onto ideas of the past and the future. This is our biggest challenge, to remove ourselves from the past that is gone and dead, and to remove ourselves from a future that we have not created yet. What we think we know usually feels comforting, especially when we meet with the great ocean of unknowns. Each of us will have an awakening experience. This is all leading up to it. And every one of us may view it differently. You may find that the most enlightened and highest experience we of mankind can tap into is one that cannot be captured by the mind, yet it reveals itself naturally and spontaneously when the mind is truly at rest and ease. Like, you might get the feeling that you get from a spontaneous breeze on a hot summer day. If we soften our hearts and quiet our minds, when we soften our hearts and quiet our minds and become deeply receptive, we can relax into it and we can deeply enjoy it. The head alone is not enough. It is too small of a container to take in the outrageous experiences of the Enlightenment. experiences can only be absorbed with an open heart and an open soul. And when the mind is quiet, something inside each and every one of us instantly aligns. It is with this infinite spiritual essence that is inside everything and everyone. And when we devote our lives to quieting the mind and opening our hearts to the divine source, we can feel, see, and know our real selves. This is always a question that is throughout the ages: what is our real self? It's that part of you who feels deeply, intimately connected with everyone and everything. It is so vast that it also has room for the experience that we are small, powerless, separated beings, stuck in small pools of individuated consciousness. Yet it is so much more. And the real self is omnipresent, vast as the endless oceans, extremely bright, beautiful, and so powerful that it instantly consumes all the other visions or versions we make up of what reality is. There will be those who will be the beginners. Does it make them lesser than any rest of us? And this is kind of a heads up for the beginner on the spiritual path. It can be quite challenging to just choose to step out of your old self and into this experience of being one with the ocean, because everyone around you won't agree or understand what you're going through. I think some of us have learned to lean on society for an understanding of who and what we are. And collectively, we, mankind, have spent the past 2,000 plus years attempting to reconnect with this oneness through religion, because we have completely forgotten that we are already permanently connected to the God source. We've forgotten, as a civilization, as mankind, that we are permanently connected to the God source and nothing can separate us, period. We have spiritual amnesia caused by a societal mind that was buried under the illusion that we are like swine when in truth we are divine. That's really important. We have spiritual amnesia caused by a societal mind that was buried under the illusion that we are like swine when in truth we are divine. And seeing through this great misunderstanding, we can be liberated from our collective consciousness. We can be free from all suffering, just like how the great masters have done through the ages. This collective awakening is part of the greater plan for our planet's spiritual evolution. As long as this belief in separation is the main way our society operates, each of us must choose and faithfully choose that each rebel against the norm, that each of us, we must each rebel against the norm if we are ever to find spiritual freedom. The belief system that we are not one being is the main reason why there is still war, poverty, environmental destruction on the planet. It's a belief system. And the belief system has been finitely imprinted for thousands of years into the civilization, into mankind. And that is that we are not one. We are not one being. And that's the main reason that we have all that we have currently in this now on this planet. There still remains everybody believes you are most likely becomes what you believe is true as well. So it's really safe to say that every single one of us and every single one that we have met in life has been overly identified with this idea of a separate self, ego, and most likely will fight for upholding the belief in our separation until the very end. It takes a very pure, clear mind and a courageous heart and a determined soul to break free from the matrix of illusions the society is casting over our eyes. Observe the mind when thoughts come. Ask, to whom do these thoughts come to? Always watch, witness, and observe. Do not get caught in the thought. Just surrender. Robert Adams. A lot of people ask me, how do I get free from the societal programming? Well, we must first be free from our ego. Because our ego, literally for our ego to even exist at all, it must hold firm onto some belief that it is separate, its separate nature, that it is separate. If it doesn't do this, it will feel very lost, confused, and afraid, and eventually it'll give up. The ego must believe that it is a separate somebody rather than an omnipresent nobody. It's been trained to believe it is a drop of water and not the entire ocean as well. So this individuated approach to life has a great payoff of creating a feeling of power, control, and direction in life. Without the ego, we might believe that our outcomes and creating into reality our manifestations show up because we are the universe, and the universe is making everything happen. Without the ego, we would only have a feeling of love, abundance, true empowerment, and real inner peace in life. And the greatest truth that we can find is going to be the one that liberates us from this limited, contracted mind ego. The truth that frees our spirit is the one that brings forth the deepest feeling of joy into the lives of every single one of us. So this truth is found from intimately knowing our real self, our permanent, unbounded, infinite spiritual nature. And only from exploring what it feels like to be at one with the ocean of life can we be free. This exploration is what leads us to find full self-realization and true liberation in the end. Try, for yourselves, to relax into this idea and feeling that you are separate from the universe right now, and rest deeply into the feeling that you are not at the core of the God source right now. Start with becoming very curious about this idea. Feel into what it actually means until you make friends with it. And the goal here would be to let yourself completely melt into the feeling of separation and have zero resistance to it. With a little practice, you just might discover that it's like being connected within your experience of separation. And the most healing, loving, magical, empowering source in the universe is in everything. So it's also in this experience of separation. So the more we can relax into it, the more we can open our hearts and quiet our minds to find that the experience of deep separation dissolves itself naturally on its own accord. And within the core of separation, we will discover the most profound, powerful, unstoppable, and intimate direct connection to this pure channel of intelligent conscious energy that breathes our very core. So dive into the deepest root of all your problems, faults, self-criticisms, and personal issues. These are where you feel the most separate and disturbed. Don't wait until it's the right time to do it. Just relax into them every day, whenever and wherever you are. Make it the number one priority of your life to find this loving divine connection that is already here. Trust that it is already here, even if you can't find it right away. Act as if you're being held like a newborn baby in the most loving, caring mother's arms. By simply resting into this feeling of separation, and you will make amazing progress on your spiritual path in a matter of minutes. All of us are the Supreme Being. You are the Supreme Being. And yet, thinking yourself to be separate from it, you strive to become united with it. What is stranger than this? Ramana Maharishi. When you begin your spiritual path, any of us, there is this feeling that who we are is more unreal than real. What this means is that it can be shocking to discover that what we thought we were our entire lives is not real. And we truly have no clue as to who and what we really are. We are that which is beyond what the mind can understand. We are like the infinite edges of the most massive movie screen you can imagine, which has no end to the colorful creative possibilities it could contain. Our freedom comes from knowing our undefinable nature. When we realize that we are more like a blank, multi-dimensional creative canvas, and not all the scenes and stories from the grand film, something inside of us feels very vast and very free. So, in this meditation, take a good look at your life. Take one evening to investigate all the wonderful, horrific, typical, unusual peak states from your life. Notice if they sum up everything about who and what you are. Is there anything more than this? Ask yourselves, what is my real self? Who am I without all these experiences? Do I still exist without these memories? And if so, what exactly is that? Our real self is beyond the greatest mystery anyone could explore. We are all much more amazing and magical than this separated mind ego. We are bigger than all the life experiences that are projected onto us and into us. We are also much more than the pure witness, awareness, and consciousness. We are the totality of it all. We are everything and everything, nothing and nothing, all at once. We are that which life gets to play, dance, and sing all of itself through. The separate, limited, suffering self is a comfortable habit, one that can be dropped by simply knowing how to stop identifying with it. None of us, you, all of us, are neither consciousness nor its content. We are the timeless source, the supreme reality. Trust in this. Nisargadatta. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. The first thing we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside down. Release and surrender all the negatives, all the worries, all the stresses, all the fears, all the hurriedness, all of it. And let it just fall off of you. Body will respond, shoulders will drop, stressful areas will release the pressure, time in the past, we literally end up take that past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. All along, totally ignoring the now. So the now is the space between heartbeats. It's whatever you're doing moment to moment. That's it, say. It's not what you're going to be doing or what you're wondering about in the future or reminiscing in the past, trying to recreate the past. How do you focus yourself to stay in the now? That's quite simple. The breath. You focus on your breath. And as you focus on your breath, you're in the now. You still the ego mind. You still it. So all that chatter drops away. So if you really want to focus on knowing what the now is when you focus on your breath. Only your breath. And in focusing on the breath, the breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine positive energy? Because it sustains the body that holds the kingdom of God. So as we breath in easy through the nose and breath out easy through the mouth, we breath in easy through the nose, we take in this divine positive energy, which is omnipotently powerful. And along with our God force energy, our chi, our ki, our prana, we bring it up through 7 wheels of light, directly going up the center of our spine all the way to the top of our head. And these are all different color wheels of light, different flower patterns, and different geometrical shapes inside each and every one of them. They are the spiritual conduit between physical, spiritual, back and forth. And we start with the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is our career, money mindset, sense of belonging. This represents our foundation in feeling of being in the now. Base of the spine, tailbone area. And our emotional issues are survival issues, such as how we feel about financial independence, money, and food. And our physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. And then we have our sacral chakra, the orange wheel of light, the Vadasthana. This is our sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. How can you accept others if you don't accept yourself with love, joy? How you don't surrender into that which you truly are? Yeah, it's real tough. Location is the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What are our emotional issues? Sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. Then we go to the golden yellow wheel of light, the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. This is our personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in the flow of our lives. It's upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues, self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem, physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, skin. Then we go to the heart chakra, the Anahata. This is our love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It is our ability to simply is to love. How can you love if you don't know that you are love? Location is the center of the chest, just above the heart. Emotional issues, love, joy, and inner peace. This is And then we go to the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate in the throat. It's communication of self-expression of feelings and the truth. That's our emotional issues. Our physical associations, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. And then the third eye chakra, the ajna, is intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in your life. The brow chakra, it's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. A lot of people on this planet and mankind, they see the trees, but they don't see the forest. Or they'll see the forest and not the trees. Or they read just the wrapper on the candy bar. It's at the forehead between the eyes. Emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions for yourself. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then we go to the crown chakra, the sahasrara. This is our connection to the divine, your connection to the divine. The highest chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. The very top of the head is its location. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty. It's just how we view ourselves. Our connection to spirituality and pure bliss, pure consciousness, beyond consciousness. The physical association is the pineal gland, the brain, and the nervous system. Now, in your motion picture in your heart minds, remember, you're directing this motion picture. You're adding, you're subtracting, you're creating, all of it as you watch. So we bring this divine positive energy all the way to the top of our heads, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that short period, we condense this divine positive energy into pure liquid energy. And we release it over the pineal gland. It's omnipotently powerful. And as we do this, the pineal gland, you can see it however you wish in your heart, mind, motion picture. I see it as a green ball, a rosebud, and when I release this pure liquid energy, it just immediately blooms and blossoms into a massive, highly fragrant, beautiful, multicolored, petal rose, and the pineal gland is set free. It is fully functioning. And it opens up all the gateways to all the particles of existence. Everything is open for us. And the pure consciousness, and the God, and beyond all of that, it's our teleporter to anywhere, everything and everything, nothing and nothing, all at once. To tap into the vastness of all the knowledge and all the collective consciousness and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We're consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We are also very in tune with the fact that we are merged with the higher self, the soul, the spirit, the heart, mind, the body, the God, the pure consciousness, and beyond. We are the paradise that we are creating on this planet, and we are heaven walking the planet. We cannot be anything else. And we are all one. We are all love, and we're all God. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. And we have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, Moria, Abundantia, Pell, and Thought. Many, many, many more. And understand, we're all part of each other. We're not separate. Your eyes will always fool you. The archangels are a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do, so it's why we don't see them like we see each other. We meet with them all the time. We interact with them in the form, we don't know it until after, but we do gravitate to the understanding and clarity that that was an angel. You know, you ever been just walking somewhere, you think I need some help, and you know I can't do this by myself, and someone out of clear blue appears and helps you, and then they're gone. Well, that was an angel. We do the same for them. Now, you know, thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. That's bliss. And the Ascended Masters, these are those who have mastered ascension out of physical form and hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We are those who are mastering physical form by creating experiences in physical form to perfect our creation. And we're each part of each other, different facets. And the archangels and the Ascended Masters are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. So we collectively, in this meditation, we are liberating this planet completely into the higher frequencies, away from separatism, away from the debauchery, the greed, the deception, the manipulation. That can no longer sustain itself. And those of us that are aware of this are already in 5 density. Already. Not going to be, but are. The rest eventually will follow. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. They come in the googolplexes. One googolplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of googolplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. See this in your heart, mind's motion picture as we all assemble parts of each other. We also call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. You see all planetary bodies. This is all part of collective consciousness. And we're only familiar with a handful of them, somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. And the ones that we are somewhat familiar with, this includes all of the species and levels of these civilizations, both the good, both the mid, and both the bad. All of it. As our civilization as well. So we have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline Zeta Reticuli, the Greys, the Nords, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, and the Avian. No particular order. Many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they are with us now, in the billions. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, a fraction of them. There are trillions of them, all colors, shapes, sizes, forms, configurations, most we've never seen. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, this meditation, to form in the circle of light. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all gathered, all pieces and parts and reflections, all reflecting back and forth. Arm in arm, hand in hand, our gods as one. We are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, and ego. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we are all one, and we are all God, and we are all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we continue to intensify, and we continue to expand. In all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation. Massive. Remember, in your heart, minds, motion pictures, you're watching all of us together. Everything and everything, nothing and nothing all at once in this meditation. Focused on the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, and this circle of light. It is so massive and so bright, it is the highest of the highest high and the purest of deep eternal love vibrational frequency. And that's the light that we emit. It is pure consciousness. It is beyond. It is so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. And it would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to its radiance and brilliance. It saturates all of our brothers and sisters head to toe inside. Now, it doesn't matter if they're asleep. It's all of us. Flooding the entire collective consciousness. And we begin to ascend, levitate above the planet, and we're immediately met with a massive gossamer field, an endless sea of trillions of little tiny mirrors reflecting vibrant colors of all aspects and assets of all of us gathered in this meditation. Fascinating to see ourselves in so many different reflections and experience it. This field, within it, we are met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. strength and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every single one of us that we're imbued head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor, a God force energy armor, pure, deep, eternal love armor. It cannot be breached from external authority or power, cannot be manipulated, cannot be shaken by any external source energy configuration whatsoever. We are protected 24/7, eternally, but only you have the power. Then, if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, this is in hate, anger, fear, anxiety, stress, worry, manipulation, greed, deception, falsities, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. And if you do this, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, and send them to pure consciousness where they're no more, ever. Then we're met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray, and we can purify and cleanse the area where these lower frequencies were, sealing the breach in our armor, restoring our vibrational frequency of the highest, deepest, purest, eternal love. Then we're met with a golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds all of us that we are the sunsets. We are the sunrises. We are the rain. We are the rainbows. We are the skies, the clouds. We are the sunshine. We are the forest, the trees, the waters. We are the animals. We're all life. Everything and everything, nothing and nothing. Some of us step outside our physical forms just to float effortlessly above them. And as we do, as we continue to levitate above the planet, we see this massive crystalline tower. Massive crystallite tower. We created this tower, and in the center is this massive oblong kind of a sphere, and in the center of that is this beautiful golden white light, and it's kind of sparking all around it, and it's sending out these soft waves of saturation with all of us inside and out, head to toe, of deep, pure, eternal love. And the beautiful prism circles around it, and just endless colors are sending out soft waves, flooding each and every one of us, head to toe, inside and out, with the gratitude and joy and bliss and tranquility and prosperity and abundance and riches and wealth, happiness, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. All these waves are perpetual and eternal. They're us. And at the top of this crystal light tower, we created an area where the golden ocean can come flowing, cascading down 360 degrees, and saturating all of us head to toe, inside and out, with pure, deep, eternal love. And all of us are drops of that golden ocean. We all contain the essence, and we hold the essence of that golden ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. We look and see our meditative sphere. It said center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. They don't wane. They don't lose their strength. the opposite. All of us, from everything and everything, nothing and nothing, from all existence, everywhere, googolplexes of us, all in the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Saturating everything, head to toe, inside now. And we, every single day, we send in more meditation, more love, more light, more high frequency, pure, deep, eternal love. And this sphere continues to intensify and continues to expand. This is why you can see, it can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Feel this and see it as a watcher in the motion picture of your heart-mind. Remember this in this quiet time. You are neither consciousness nor its content. You are the timeless source, the supreme reality. Trust that. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. journey we've chosen to be on it, for the discovery of the real self, is a profound spiritual exploration. And the realization of who we truly are is a timeless experience that eventually becomes the death of our ego and the beginning of real freedom. When we stop fighting, we begin clearly seeing. And the truth is revealed when there is no more need to push, pull, prove, or fight for anything. And when we stop the struggle against what is, the ego's clouded existence drops and something greater enlightens our way. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. See what happens. We'll be back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Time for Change call, Awakening. And we'll also be back here tomorrow, Thursday,